Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Today's video will be an answer to some requests from some of you who asked me in the comment section to say a few things about my martial arts experience, what I learned from it, and something about me in the context of martial arts. I will reveal facts and evidence, and obviously my assessment of my life practicing martial arts, without bragging or minimizing my activity. I know you have to be humble in martial arts, respectful, but it doesn't mean that you have to make yourself less than you actually are. And it's like in a fight, in a war, sometimes you show weakness, sometimes you show strength, depending on circumstances, whatever the fight dictates. I'm not in a fight here, so I'll be myself. So I started martial arts as a teenage boy. And I started martial arts in a country where they were illegal. So it was illegal, and you could be punished and taken to jail if they found out that you practiced karate, for instance. Anything but combat sports were allowed: judo and wrestling and boxing. That was it. Anything else that was kicking or punching, striking without gloves were, as I said, illegal to the communist government there. Anyway, I started when it was illegal, and I started it by chance, because you couldn't just go and knock at the door and be, hey, can I join the club? No, the clubs were underground, which meant they will do it sometimes very late in the evening or night with closed doors and as much quiet as possible. And I had a friend who got into the little connections, and he got there and he knew I wanted to practice. That was my goal, my desire since I was a little boy. We knew from movies, whatever movies we found out, stories and so on. So anyway, I went over there, and I was lucky to join a club where I had an instructor, a fantastic instructor, and that was by just by chance that I got to this instructor. There were a few judo masters in the town that were switching to karate, and luckily I had the luck to get this trainer just by chance. He was not a judo practitioner, he was just he was karate. I started practicing straight into Kyokushin karate. That's a Japanese style, and it means the art, the school of the ultimate truth. That means it's the best of the best. That's why they say, and I think it is one of the best of the best. And it's a full contact martial arts, karate. You don't have protections, and you can look online and see what it means. Kyokushin karate, Japan. The founder was Masatatsu Oyama. So I started martial arts under this fantastic teacher who was learning with us. He was ahead of us, but he was learning. But the chance that I had was that he did it right. He did it right because he was involved in some schools that did it right. What do I mean? When people ask me, and ask me all the time, what karate style do you think is the best or would work for my child? What would you suggest? And my suggestion is this, and please be very careful with this thing. Don't pick necessarily the style. Pick the person who teaches the style. Because the style is like a school. You can go to Harvard And you can go over there and you have a crappy teacher or professor and you don't learn anything because he's loose. And instead of doing the curriculum as the way that he's supposed to, he's going to do, I don't know, some activism, and then you don't learn anything. The same is with martial arts. You gotta go in and you wanna make sure that when you see the teacher, the master, the sensei, shihan, whatever he is, you go and ask, you go and pay attention. Is there discipline? Is it hard work? Is it developing people's courage? That means he promotes fighting in a club. That means you can test your abilities, because after all, it's a martial art. It's an art of war. So people who go to do this kind of arts, they don't go over there to paint or to play ping pong, as my teacher used to say, my instructor, my master. You go over there to learn how to fight. Now you have to turn that into an art. It's you. It's not the style. It's you who has to turn fighting into an art. That means you're so good at it and you get all the facets of the martial art, or in this case karate, that you turn it into an art. Not anyone that gets a I don't know, brush and paint and start painting, he's an artist. No, you have to create art, not by just painting something. That has to be of a certain kind of quality. The same was with the martial arts. So look at the teacher, the instructor. See what his style is of teaching. What is he going to instill in your child? Courage, determination, never give up attitude, discipline, respect, self-respect. That's cleanliness, order. These are things that you look. Hard work. I should have started with that one. Hard work, no complaining, and so on. So it depends on the instructor. Then the style comes with its basic requirements. Kyokushin is a hard style. That's why it doesn't have a lot of people who want to do it, because it's hard. And what's hard, we don't want to do. I mean, regardless, you know what I mean. So this is when I started, and as a teenage boy. I loved it immediately. I liked hard work, and I practiced, I don't know if I tell you the year, but all I can tell you is that I was a teenage boy in the communist Romania. And it was a fantastic experience, and it is. Remember, when you start martial arts, it doesn't mean that you learn only to fight. You have to develop the inner qualities, mental and spiritual. Now, what does that mean? You have to read a lot. You have to self-educate. You have to educate yourself. And you have to understand certain philosophical concepts in order to change your life. You become a different human being. Or not necessarily become a different human being, but you get it out from within yourself. So on this frame of martial arts, they allow you to get from within yourself certain things that sometimes you didn't know you had them, and sometimes those things you just polish them, improve them. Remember, direct experience will tell you how good you are in anything. Not, even if in a debate. In a debate, that could define how good you are at fast thinking and finding arguments, counter arguments, how much you know, how fast you think, and so on. The martial arts are the same. You want to know if you're good, you have to fight. Obviously, in the dojo, not outside. Outside you have to avoid at all costs. And this is where humbleness comes into play. Every fight will damage something and could help you improve certain things. But in a fight, in a street fight, there will be pain and damage. Someone's gonna get hurt, or both of you, or how many are involved. And that's not the time to test yourself. Kyokushin, the kumite, the fighting, allows you to test your courage and your physical and mental abilities to its fullest. You don't have to engage in any other fights anywhere else to test yourself. I'm going to go to the bar and test myself. Never, never. That is a how should I put it? No. In the dojo, competitions, that's where you test yourself. Therefore, when you know your level and you're in the street, never fight for whatever you have to fight. Avoid, be respectful. You want my wallet? Here is my wallet. Why? Because accidents will happen. People will get hurt. As I said, together with the physical training and mental training that you do in the dojo, you do it in everyday life. You train yourself to you train self-restraint, keeping your cool down. Maybe you can't, not feel anger or feelings like this in certain kind of circumstances, but definitely you learn how to harness them and not turn thoughts, feelings into action. And you will be, based on the experience that you're gonna have in martial arts, you develop a confidence, self-confidence of circumstance. We are, how should I put it? One reason why they say we started religions is because we are afraid to die. The same, we are afraid of society, we're afraid of unknown. And because you don't know how much you have, how good you are in this and how good you are on that. Testing yourself will you know your limits and you know how far you can go. And sometimes you don't know your limits, obviously, until you're tested to the fullest. That was about learning about yourself and improving yourself as an individual, karateka. It's much more to say about this thing. That's the journey, as they say now, the path, the do, karate do, the way of the martial artist anyway. The other thing is the experience that you have with the competition side of the structure of martial arts, which is, for me, it was a disappointment. Because once you develop an idealistic attitude towards life and the way of the samurai, you're going to learn to be a certain kind of person. I think a better person. A better person in many ways. And you get involved in life and you go to competitions, you go to get tested for belts and all that, which is a good thing sometimes. Sometimes that's a bad thing. Don't look for this kind of achievements. They are mere showing your level. It's not a goal in itself. So the black belt that you will acquire, that's not or you want to achieve, that's not a goal. The goal is to get you better within, outside. And those belts will come. And if they don't come, you don't go for the belts. Yes, I am a belt. I'm a belt. Great. I'm a black belt, 3 degree in Kyokushin. It's called 3 Dan. And I was tested for my black belt in Romania. My 2nd degree belt, I was tested very hard in Switzerland. And the 3rd degree black belt, I was tested in the United States of America. So I've been all over the place. I went to, I was in Romanian national team a few times. I was national champion. I went to European championships. I represented Romania. And I had that part of my, I have students, they were national champions. And this is the achievement on that side. I was a referee and I was involved at the highest levels of Kyokushin. I can tell you that the organizations are always corrupt and shitty. You will see people, masters, that you get to know closer and closer and closer that they are frauds. But in order to realize that is for you to know what you're looking for. If you look for some kind of professor, intelligent and all-knowing and witty and all that, and you meet someone like that, you know that's a professor. So you can compare them. So same in the martial arts. You can compare masters are good masters, there are bad masters, there are no masters. So you get in the organization and you see certain kind of personalities that will disappoint you in their behavior, everyday behavior. Not in a dojo behavior necessarily, outside of the dojo behavior. And that's not what you go to practice martial arts. You can't be in a dojo a real person, and when you come outside, you are a fraud, and you are a thief, and you are a womanizer, and you are a drunk. Okay? So this is what it's with that. You find obviously that these are martial artists who are supposed to be not bending here and there, fair, correct, straight. They are humans. We are humans. And we get involved, and they get involved, this is what I learned, that get involved with like any other, I don't know, individuals involved in petty interests. I'm talking about competitions, where you get, first place, second place, third place. You're going to get recognition and so on. There is a lot of fake. When I'm talking about fake, it is unjust treatment of the work the students put to go and show up. That means they are cheating. Referees, people in the organizations, and that was a bad, sour awakening for me in the organization I was. Obviously, you win. Sometimes you lose. You learn out of each and every experience. That's the goal, to learn. By analyzing and learning in an objective way what happened, what did you do, what you didn't do, what he did, what they did, you learn and you improve yourself. You get more weapons for yourself to succeed. Where? In life. Well, that's a lot more to talk about martial arts, and if I receive some comments wanting more, I can tell you specifics, and I have nothing to hide, and I have only, how should I put it, a very good time talking about it, because I love what I'm doing, I loved what I was doing, and I have no regrets. Maybe the only regrets is that I didn't stay in it at the level where I was when I could. But hey, you can't have it all. So you have to make a choice sometimes, and sometimes you don't think only about yourself and your self-interest. You think of others that you have to provide later, and make sure that they have the right environment to live in. Therefore, you have to sacrifice your goals, your dreams for them. But it's a good thing, because you do it because of love. And after all, it's going to be also a egotistic feeling, because you did it to satisfy yourself by seeing those people that you love succeed themselves. So drop your comments below, not there, but there, and over there, and let me know if you have any questions. I can make other videos regarding this subject. Well, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.